the umbrella of healthcare sector. So I am very confident about this program, and you will also will enjoy the journey flawlessly with subjective knowledge, practical part through the survey project, and with Indrashil University, you will really enjoy this program. And when you come out of this program, when you complete this program, your growth will be explicit and you would be rightly fit for this program to work as a good manager in the hospital sector. I wish you all the best and pray that all of you come out with flying colors and enjoy the program. Thank you so much. Thank you, Namrata.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. It's time to present before you the genesis of Cadila and emergence of Indrashil University. For this, the most befitting person is Mr. Abhinan Pandya, whose association with Cadila has been over 14 years. Not only this, he has worked with three generations of Cadila owners, Mr. Indravadan Modi, starting from him, who is a founder chairman, his son, Dr. Rajiv Modi, who is present chairman, and his grandson, Junior Rajiv Modi, who is again on board of Cadila. Besides this, the very program has been conceived and mentored by Mr. Abhinan Pandya. By background, he is an engineer and an MITian from United States whose sharp acumen in finance and strategy management steered all the projects of Cadila, scaling success in a very short span of time. A passionate, very dynamic, energetic, and maintaining low profile yet can be attributed to his personality. The time constraints and keeps me under pressure to pause here and invite him to take the charge for sharing genesis of Cadila. Abhinan sir, please.
Yeah, thank you, Namrata ji, for giving such a wide introduction, though it is not required. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Ashwini Ben Vora, who has taken the charge of driving this program, being a mentor director, and achieving the dream of Dr. Rajiv I. Modi, so that this life science university can become actual life science university. And without healthcare, life science umbrella is empty. And since our association with Apollo Hospital has been long enough, we are 50% partner at Apollo Hospital Gujarat, the healthcare academics dynamics are much more vibrant and more difficult to manage. Pharmacy is one part of it, healthcare is a different part of it, and that's how it is driving. And Ashwini Ben Voda, who is, I'll say, is a stalwart in healthcare industry education, has been kind enough to drive this program. So thank you, madam, for being a mentor director. I would also like to thank Dr. A.C. Brahmbhatt sir, sparing his time. Along with him, Professor Abhishek Shah sir, for sparing his valuable time and be associated with this program to guide all the students over here. I would also like to thank my colleagues, Dr. Bharti Ben, my senior colleague, and Namrata ji, for always driving cheerfully everybody. So welcome you all, and a Kemcho. Since you are all on virtual background, I can see you if you can type Kemcho or hi at least, so that I can understand કે કેટલા લોકો છે. Are you live, alive? Yes, I can see hi. Rajiv Dalal is there. Zoom also, he has not given the name. Okay, only two of them. બીજા બધા લોકો હાઈ નથી કરતા એટલે પ્રોબ્લી સ્લીપ મોડમાં નથી ને. આમ તો સાંજે ઊંઘ ઓછી આવે. I hope so. You don't get sleep in the evening. So I don't get much of them. For everybody, welcome Padharo from Indrashil University. I'll say that welcome to you all. Or any language you can say. I have put down everybody. કોઈ બંગાળી છે તો સ્વાગતમ છે. For somebody who is from other areas, તો સુસ્વાગતમ, yagachi, and konnichiwa, hello, for if somebody knows Japanese. So for them, you all welcome. And Indrashil University is a unique ecosystem where you will find research driven, you will find venture capitalist ecosystem, you will find academician, and you will also find people coming from a very wide industry background. So it's a wholesome gamut of innovation ecosystem which we are trying to build, and you are going to be a part of it. So you are going to be a fortunate part of Indrashil University's journey to become one of the standing mark in healthcare education. So welcome you all. Thank you. Now, if you look at the journey, Chella so varasni, if you look at the journey, the top 110 companies in the world, Americas, they have changed, and nobody has been there for more than 50 years. 50 varasma the company has been changed. So if you look at something in 2017 and today if you look at 1967 and 2017 માં જોવા જાઓ તો totally change. You will not find the company which is present in 17 till 2017. So it is always difficult to maintain, and very few organization will sustain. And from that perspective, can anybody more intelligent to say કે 2021 ની અંદર top 2021 માં કઈ કંપની છે? Anybody would like to take a hit? Probably Aarti or Rajiv. Probably not. I can say a tech company. Amazon, yeah, Amazon to some extent it has gone to second, but at present it is Tesla, Rajiv. The Tesla's market valuation has crossed even Amazon and it has gone to that level. So it's more like an automobile tech company. And that's how it has been driven. So if you look at that perspective, the technology is changing fast, and for any Indian company to survive 50 varasma is sure. So from coming back to that perspective, why I would like to highlight is that has been there since so many years, and now it is that part and it's moving forward with challenges coming from every industry aspect. It's growing in different industry and aspect. So let's going through the background. Cadila Pharmaceuticals started with a modest background where I.A. Modi sir, Indravadan Modi, with his wife as the first employee. And एक नाना घरनी अंदर they started this Cadila. Cadila is called Chemicals and Drug Intermediate Laboratory અમદાવાદ એમને સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યું હતું અમદાવાદમાંથી. બાઇસિકલમાં જતા હતા, મેડિસિન ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટ કરતા હતા. ચીલાબેન એમની જોડે ઉભા રહ્યા અને they were helping hand to start this journey, and then he was joined by his friend, and this journey has continued. Today you won't believe it's a privately held company. In 1991 onwards, Dr. Rajiv I. Modi, who is also an ex-IITian and a PhD from Ann Arbor, Michigan, a very sharp acumen person and a very visionary person who is driving this Cadila Pharmaceutical to next level. And after taking the helm, he has diversified the group into lot many things. Today we are also, you won't believe that we are a part of Novax Group, which is the vaccine development company. Cadila ventured as a partner in 2007 with Novax. We are also partner with Apple Hospital. We are also partner with StemSite India, which is into umbilical cord banking. And in recent years, we have ventured into IRM Energy, which is into city gas distribution business, and also into education vertical, which is his own brainchild. Okay, every child of Gujarat and India gets the best education in Indrashil University, and that's how the dream of Indrashil University has been created. The name comes from Indradan Modi and Sheila
તમે
Benwal,
સંભળાય છે હું બોલું
of
છું એ?
Cadila Pharmaceuticals. That's how the name Indrashil has been coined. Now coming back to the Cadila Pharma Group, if you look at this journey, our family is not just medicine, but we are into gloves manufacturing, pharma machinery. We are into tea, largest tea supplier. Wagh Bakri ni chai pita so the Kadakness house from the South liquor tea. So we are into tea estate also. More into forex business. We are into ticketing business. Energy is there, R&D. We are into biogas business now and pipe manufacturing business also. So it's a big gamut. I'm just throwing a lot about a big vision of the Cadila Pharmaceutical Group. Thank you. So on that front, you are a part of a big journey through Indrashil University. And this has happened through the brainchild of I.A. Modi sir, who founded the Cadila, and the university is the brainchild of founding Chancellor Dr. Rajiv Modi. But the vision has been same. The true celebration of research lies as much in invention as in making the medicine affordable to the last man in the society. એટલે એ વિઝન જોડે એમને સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યું હતું કે ભાઈ મેડિસિન ઇનોવેટ કરવું, પણ એવું નહીં કે કોઈ પણ છેલ્લા માણસને ગરીબને મેડિસિન એટલી મોંઘી મળે કે એને લીધે મરી જાય. So his vision has been truly kind. Ke, for any medicine it requires $1 billion to discover the drug, but he would not like to charge that much, and that's the modesty of that person and the group, so that every last person in the society gets medicine and they get cured. Now I would like Madam to share a small video about our
Sure,
Indrashil University. Thank you,
sure,
ma'am.
sir. Sure, sir. Sir, if visible, sir, if visible.
Yeah, yeah, visible. You can please.
Excellence in action is yoga, represents the mission of Indrashil University. The representation of Blue Lotus is the source of learning, knowledge, and wisdom. The human figure in the logo represents the individual who is seeking the same, combining academic rigor, excitement of discovery, and an atmosphere of entrepreneurship. Indrashil University will unlock students' creative quotient. As a major contributor to Indian life science industry, Gujarat is the ideal place to have a world-class university which can cater to the manpower needs of life science industry. Cadila Pharmaceuticals Limited, the largest privately held pharmaceutical companies in India, is now ready to institutionalize its expertise in creating a world-class Indrashil University to offer education, training, skill development, and research in life sciences sector. Shri Indravadan A. Modi, the founder chairman, believes that true celebration of research lies as much in inventions as in making the medicine affordable to the last man in the society. Indrashil University is the brainchild of founder president Dr. Rajiv I. Modi.
We at Cadila Pharmaceuticals are very excited to embark on this visionary journey of establishing Indrashil University. Indrashil University will be one of India's and the world's leading university focused on life sciences. Indrashil aims to bring appropriate curriculum, appropriate education, so that products emerging out of this university, whether undergraduate or graduate or postdocs and PhD scholars, would actually be absorbed directly and be the people who are appropriately trained for what the industry needs. So we are very excited about this initiative, and we wish that this will provide not only the company but the people of India a good platform for future jobs.
The visionary, vibrant Gujarat bureaucrat, Mr. Maheshwar S. Sahu, is the chairman of the university.
Brazil University has been conceptualized to be a life science focused university, major focus on industry interaction and R&D. It will be integrated with an R&D park. It will take some time to move to the new university campus, but in the meantime, in the existing campus at Kadi, new facilities are being created so that the university can run as a world-class
In
university.
its initial years, shall start School of Engineering with 3 departments, School of Sciences with 2 departments, and School of Professional Studies. And in its later stages shall also have schools offering programs in humanities, management, and law. The School of Engineering at Indrashil University will offer degree programs at the undergraduate and doctoral levels, with an extensive range of specializations to choose from.
Industrial University will produce quality graduates with micro specialization in niche areas who will be readily employed by the industry.
School of Sciences will offer a 2-year MSc program.
A student who will pass out from this place, either MSc or a PhD, will be well served by industry.
thank you, Namrata madam, for sharing. And just like it said, that we welcome you all. You will have a lot of hard work and hope you will enjoy also on the campus, off the campus, though your program is going to be more of online. So you will sometimes meet and enjoy. That's what I believe. And good luck to you all and welcome to Indrashil University.
Thank you, Abhinan sir, for sharing and welcoming the new students. It's time now for the keynote speaker. Uh, for his address, we are all eager to listen from him, who is a veteran educationist come eminent academician, Reverend Dr. A.C. Brambhat sir. We are thankful to him for accepting our invite to be with us today. But before I invite, I take the privilege to share his brief credentials. Uh, so, with your permission, I wish to share your credentials, brief credential, because it's very difficult for me to share in detail. Starting with Sir, who has uh, experience of over 5 decades in the academics. He's busy teaching the master courses, publishing research papers, guiding PhD students, and acting as research mentor in the universities located in Gandhinagar, India. He had his MSc from MS University of Baroda in 1967 and PhD from Gujarat University in 1981. He is also alumnus of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, batch 1982. He was head of marketing area at BK School of Business Management. He is also chairman of doctoral program in management of Nirma University from 2019 to 2016 and currently the research mentor of two universities, one being Pandit Deen Dayal Energy University and Kadi Sarva Vishwavidyalaya. Both are located in Gandhinagar, India. He had taught various programs like MBA, MPhil, PhD in leading management and entrepreneurship institutes like BK School, CEPT, National Institute of Fashion Design, MICA, that is Mudra Institute of Communication, Ahmedabad, EDI, that is Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, etc. He has taught variety of courses such as marketing research and information system, research methodology, consumer behavior, services marketing, operation research, inventory management, etc. He has published 34 research papers in the leading management journals, which are international and national journals. And he has produced over 10 PhDs in the area of marketing so far. He is on 8 boards of editorial and review books, both India and abroad. He has also provided consultancy services to various corporate, which are governmental and non-governmental units, such as Oil India Limited, ISRO, Gujarat State Civil Supply Corporation, Industrial Extension, Self-Employed Women Association, that is SEVA, Ames Oxygen Limited, etc. Also, it is noteworthy to mention here that he has got biographical entry into Reference Asia Who is Who of Men and Women of Achievement, Volume 4, that is in 1992. Again, Reference India Biographical Note on Men and Women of Achievement of Today and Tomorrow, Volume 1, page 129. And further in Indo-Europe's Who is Who, 1995. And again, Learned India Distinguished Biographies in 21st Century in 2010. He has been awarded the Best Paper Awards in Applied Statistics consecutively for 2 years in 1978 and 1979. Again, he has been awarded Best Professor of Marketing by Dainik Bhaskar National Education Leadership Award in October 2013, Mumbai, India. He's a chairperson of doctoral program at Nirma University and has organized 6 annual doctoral conferences called Anvesh. He is one of the founder promoters and trustees of CERC, known as Consumer Education and Research Center, Ahmedabad, a very renowned consumer forum and very much located in Ahmedabad, India. The list is again not exhaustive. There are so much accolades and achievements to be shared here, but I act contrite and invite him. Sir, it's your turn, sir. The podium is all yours, sir.
Thank you so much. I don't think I deserve all this
That's your
I am
modesty,
humbled
sir.
and honored,
Modesty,
but
sir.
I am humbled and honored by your kind words. Uh, Good evening, everybody. At the outset, I am really grateful to the entire galaxy of erudites of Indrasil University for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this August evening. I should admit right in the beginning that I'm not a medical doctor, no at all hands-on experience, medical experience, but somehow the organizers asked me to talk on today's topic, and I just immediately accepted. So I am wondering, I don't know whether I am a appropriate person to talk to such an audience. But human values are universal, general, and then I like to touch upon some of those ideas, thoughts that occur to me with regard to today's topic. The topic assigned to me is the universal human values, importance of universal human values and ethics in healthcare management. See, human values are defined as those values that help man to live in harmony with the world. Mostly these values are, normally we count on these values as human values like love, brotherhood, respect for others, concern for others, not mere sympathy, but empathy. Means not sahanubhuti, but samanubhuti, honesty, sincerity, truthfulness, gratitude, tolerance, sense of responsibility, responsiveness, cooperation, self-reliance, secularism, internationalism, so on and so forth. So this we call the human values. So the reading human values and talking about it so simple, the way I read it to you. But they are the criteria by which we evaluate things, people, objects, actions, ideas, situations, either to be good, worthwhile, fair, desirable, or on the other hand, worthless, despicable, unfair, undesirable, or somewhere in between these two extremes. So we use them as criteria to distinguish this way, both the way, whatever is universally acknowledged, esteemed, desired, approved, or enjoyed by everyone is valuable. A consistent set of values forms a value system. We talk about value system. It's a consistent set of values. It may be educational value system, it may be a healthcare value system, or maybe any other value system. But something unique about these values is that we speak about them, write about them, but they are very difficult to imbibe. The values like love. Love is a human value. But how many times a day we, and especially the youngster, the millennials, the Gen Xer, Gen Yers, Gen Zers, I mean the youths, how many times from morning to evening they utter the word love? Maybe thousands times, even maybe more than that. But we all know that hardly 1% may be expressing true love. We often talk about it. Swami Chinmayanandaji, in one of his discourses, I heard him in my Baroda days, long, long back. In one of the discourses, he was talking that love, I remember his quote, the love is lustily parading in human affairs. It is lustily parading in human affairs. some 50 years back he spoke, and I found it equally relevant today. So speaking about love and inculcating true love is very difficult. Similarly, mutual respect, concern for others, these are human values, mutual concern for others. How simple it is speak that we should have concern for others. But so to inculcate, to practice is very difficult. All in my talk, I will be talking that values you and I all know. We can write essays on it. But practicing even one single value to its fullest would be really, really good. I thought mutual concern for others. And I give you an example. I think all of you probably must have heard the name of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, the inspirer of Gandhinagar Akshardham and Delhi Akshardham, two big cultural complexes. All of us know, several of you must have visited it. So Pramukh Swamiji was inspired. Once the director of IIM Indore, Dr. Ravi Chandran, he was earlier with IIM Ahmedabad, very good friend of mine. Dr. Ravi Chandran came for the darshan of Pramukh Swamiji. So he met him, sat with him couple of minutes, and he found undescribable peace at his lotus feet that he expressed to me. I was there. Then he was to leave for Indore in the afternoon. So once the meeting was over, Pramukh Swamiji called a Sevak saint to arrange for his lunch and then allot a cozy room to him to take a rest because he was to go in the afternoon. So Swamiji arranged very room for his rest. But that was not enough. Parallelly, Swamiji called the Sevak saint and asked him that you arrange where is his Ravi Chandran driver. You find out Dr. Ravi Chandran's driver and arrange the lunch for him too and arrange a room for driver. And Swamiji said the driver should take rest because he has to all the way travel. He has to drive. This is the concern, not only for the top person, but of even this common person. And then a room was arranged for driver. In afternoon, whereas Ravi Chandran's, Professor Ravi Chandran was leaving, then the escorting saint described this whole story to Ravi Chandran. Swamiji arranged for your driver also. And he was so much surprised. And immediately he said, oh, wonderful. And see what he said. Oh, this is something that we do not teach at IIM. This is something that we do not teach at IIM. This is human value. That is to be practiced. No treatise, no essays could be written on it. It's a sheer matter of practice. We talk and write and lecture on honesty. Honesty is a human value. Like I today talk to you. Talking is very simple. But do we really demonstrate honesty in all our dealings with all the people and all the time? I am raising a question, even to myself. Why to the audience? First to myself. That do we really demonstrate honesty in all our practices, all our dealings? I think we hesitate to say yes to this question. Very difficult to be honest all the time in all dealings with all the people. I give an example, a simple mediocre youth, Manish Gohil in Mumbai. He's a volunteer of BAPS, BAPS Paper Recycling Project. BAPS is a organization, you know, Pramukh Swamiji's organization, BAPS. We call BAPS. He was a volunteer of one recycling project. Under this project, he has to what to do? He was doing on all weekend from evening to morning to evening, he was collecting waste newspapers from different houses in one locality in Mumbai. one day, having collected newspapers from few houses in one apartment, he was just sorting them. And while sorting, what did he find? That there was a thick bundle of money mistakenly discarded in between the piles of newspapers from a particular house. You know, he immediately understood that from which house he has collected these newspapers without touching a single note. No, not even to count it. He rushed back and knocked that owner's door and returned the money. Even the owner could not believe the honesty of this youth, who declined to accept any award or even any recognition. There were 40,000 rupees in this bundle. This is what we call honesty practiced. Right. Prakash Mehta, the NRI in US Army, did not touch even once the meat or alcohol, despite he was posted in the remote place in US. He never touched meat. He never touched alcohol. You know, these are the examples of the honesty imbibed. You know, honesty could be tough. To imbibe it, I think, very difficult. Despite all technological advancement and changing phases of power, it has not made men happier. The growing surge in materialistic pursuits and power is eroding human values. More scientific advances and more wealth would not ensure the moral advances. You may have touched the zenith in your respective field, be it teaching, be it business, be it medical science, or any other. You may have touched zenith in your career, but it won't assure peace and sense of fulfillment. Plethora of stories across the world of celebrities who may have embarked on excellent career. We have heard such stories, and who may have regretted at the end. Napoleon Bonaparte said, quote, I have not seen 7 days of happiness in my entire life, end quote. We have heard the stories of great artists, literary people committing suicide. Somehow, somewhere, they failed to imbibe certain human values that may have created a void in their life, and that may have led them to the suicide, committing suicide. Oscar-winning British actor, you must have heard the name, Sir Anthony Hopkins, totally tired of lifelong acting, simply tired, and one day quitted the whole business of acting. And what he said, quote, to hell with this stupid show business. To hell with this stupid show business. Everything was a fake, end quote. It is our own experience. You know, we Ahmedabad people, we like to go back to basics, all of us. I think we flock to the restaurant. Which restaurant we prefer? That have a natural ambience, soft illumination by old type lanterns, rural sitting arrangement, bird chirping, puppet show, menu of rotla, khichdi, makhan, like Vishala, Rajwadu, to find happiness. We find happiness going back to basics. No, we reach the zenith, but someday we try to go back to basics, basic values. Simplicity is a great human value. Now, simplicity in all walks of life is a human value. Saying is simple. Saying about simplicity is so simple. The great people, all great people, if you read their stories, success stories, and read their autobiographies, they are the epitomes of simplicity, like Mahatma Gandhi. T.S. Eliot, you have not heard the name, renowned American poet, T.S. Eliot, emphasize the need for inner tranquility. No, outer things never ensure happiness. He talks about inner tranquility. See what he says. The endless cycle of idea and creation, endless invention, endless experiment, bring knowledge and motion, but not of stillness. Knowledge of speech, but not of silence. Ultimately, he is seeking silence. He is seeking stillness. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, our former president of India, and a great spiritual scholar, and holding a chair in Oxford University, said, quote, the glory of India is not in her industrial development or material welfare or nuclear progress, but is in the maintenance of its spiritual heritage intact, end quote. Once somebody asked Pramukh Swamiji, Swamiji, why do you mix spirituality with technology? Swamiji immediately, smilingly said, oh, then how can you separate the two? He was saying, how do you mix, Swamiji, spirituality and technology? The Swamiji replied, but that how can you separate the two? They are inseparable. Science and spirituality, technology and spirituality, education and spirituality, even healthcare management and spirituality are inseparable. You cannot separate it, Then, you must have seen the water show in Gandhinagar, Akshardham. Water show. What is the water show? It is this story of one character from Kathopanishad, Nachiketa. It is Nachiketa's character. You must have visited, who had challenged the god of death. And Nachiketa's stories is depicted through the medium of water. So technology is maximum use. But the story of Upanishad is told, through Nachiketa. You cannot separate spirituality, human values, with any science. Education is capital. Everyone, ultimately, anyone gets hired, they look up to education. Already in the past years also, people were doing educational Educational is capable of imparting strong and abiding values. It activates the latent talent of individual, enabling him or her to recognize truth, beauty, goodness. I again quote Dr. Radhakrishnan. He said, if we exclude, what he says, if we exclude spiritual teaching in the institution, we would be untrue to our whole historical development. See, we are in education. What are we doing? I am also a part of education. For many years, what are we doing? We are focusing on left hemisphere of brain. Left hemisphere of brain. So what we emphasize? We emphasize knowledge. We emphasize logic. We emphasize language. We emphasize critical analysis. We emphasize analytical ability. But we much less emphasize right hemisphere of brain. What is right hemisphere of brain? Creativity, honesty, sympathy, empathy, compassion. I think we much less focus. Educational institute should try to balance both the left hemisphere of brain and even the right hemisphere. Right hemisphere of brain is most ignored one, which teaches values. Value-based education system builds positive character, strengthens students' self-esteem, helps them exercise ethical judgment and social responsibility, builds the quality of honesty, humility, courage, and self-confidence. The moment you enter, if there is a value-based educational system, if you enter that educational institution, You should feel at every step, in every corner, a strong, positive learning environment. Every corner, nook and corner of educational institution should give you a feeling, oh, that you are entering in a learning environment. Similarly, any healthcare system, healthcare institution, if you enter, you should every moment, everywhere feel the healing environment. It should give a healing environment. And I give a classic example of one hospital, Mayo Clinic, in the state of Arizona, America. Mayo Clinic in Arizona. No, we were teaching this case in services marketing when I was teaching at Nirma. The Mayo Clinic, located in 210 acres sprawling campus, 178 hospital rooms on 5 floors, over 250 physicians and 950 paramedics and 300 volunteers. As you enter, there are signages welcoming you. What is written on signboards, signages? You are welcome to a hotel and not to a hospital. If you go little further, you encounter a 5-story enclosed atrium, reminiscent of a luxury hotel lobby, like you are entering into a hotel lobby, such a atrium. A grand piano sits in the lobby, and the volunteers play beautiful, relaxing music throughout the day. The abundance of plants and glass gives a natural feel. All services needed by patient and their families, information desks, cafeteria, patient admission, gift shops, all are located around the atrium, visible and accessible. Rooms are designed, you please listen, rooms designed around patients' needs and feelings. At the doors of elevator, at the doors of elevators open, rooms are arranged in a 12-bed wards surrounding the nursing station. See this. See the standard. Nurses are within 20 steps of any patient room. They are not talking 20 yards or 20 meters. Nurses are available within 20 steps of any patient room. Some rooms are designed by patient themselves. Cushion bed, chairs, sofas in each room. Why? So family members can take nap or spend night with their families, with their loved ones. See another standard. Visitors are never told that they must leave. Now compare with our hospitals. See, visitors are never told that they must leave. Here, when we have some relative and we wanted to visit the relative, we all apprehend that, oh, would they permit us? What is their time? Have you have some card? Where you have some, entrance card? And all the time visiting some relatives or friend, the first thing to come our mind in Indian hospital, whether would you be allowed? See their slogan, visitors are never told that they must leave. Special attention is paid to the color of ceiling of the room, patient room. See ceiling. Why ceiling? Because all the time the patients are lying on bed and maybe 20 hours or he's facing the ceiling. So, the ceiling, the color of ceiling are sometimes, they are patient's desire. According to patient's, opinion, patient feelings, they are colored. They are so soothing. I have seen some studies made. Some scientific studies are done on the color of ceiling of the patient room. And what is found in the study, by the soothing color provided, the recovery rate of patient has gone. These are the studies. We are talking, but it is study based. Then there is a big whiteboard in each room in front of patient, giving all information, name of the nurse on duty, room phone number, name of the doctors who treat them. But nurses are asked, very clearly asked, to spend more time with the patient. You can see the Mayo Clinic, what I described to you. I simply, in a very shortly describe, you say, we are teaching the big case of 4-5 pages. The Mayo Clinic is nothing but several human values rolled into one package. So many values are rolled into one package. We are in our hospital talk about that package. 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh. These people have this package of human values. What are those values that provide? Assurance, empathy, reliability, responsiveness, love. These are the values, rolled in one package. So I think all about these human values, as I talked earlier and I reiterate that talking the way I talk to you for a couple of minutes. I talk to you about 10, 12 values, difficult to practice, difficult to inculcate. You even pick up one value and you simply go after it and make a mission to inculcate in the entire life. I think you have won, you are successful. And at the end, you will have a sense of fulfillment. Those poets committed suicide. You will not come across this situation if single value is practiced and imbibed thoroughly well. So friend, those who I am talking about, those who are incoming friends, you are entering to the most valuable program designed by the learned people at the Indra Sen University. I have no doubt about this, that the best of the educational input would be provided to you. The most learned faculty would be there. The best chosen, selected curricula. You will be having a rich library. You will have a rich laboratory, the best of infrastructure. I don't have any doubt that you will be gaining all this. But the big but, I advise my friends to make your every action, your every pursuit. You may please stick to if you can, to my advice, stick to it, that if you, in every activity, every action, here in your program, but not only, I'm not asking limited to your program, but even after you leave your program, in your lengthy, bright career, if you inculcate or pursue this, your every activity or every action, if you keep it value embedded, you ask yourself that this action I have taken, whether it is value added, is it value embedded? And if it is yes, then you go further. And if you can do this, I think if you can do it, very difficult when I say so. It looks like a sermon, difficult, but I will wish that if you can act upon my advice, what is your gain? If you do that, it would work like a touchstone. It would dazzle your knowledge, your attitude, your degree. It would radiate your learning, add luster and sheen to your career, and you would be gaining a lot. So friend, wish you a very wonderful tenure here and an excellent career ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you so much all. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Brahmbhatt sir, for this wonderful message on the very first day. I think all the participants, have imbibed and, in fact, assimilated the message, strong message that we need to give the complete human value package, which is actually the base of all the professions. And thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us. And
Thank you so much. Thank
thank you,
you.
sir. In fact, what you said, that peace and fulfillment comes no matter wherever we reach to the zenith of our career, only through the service to mankind. That's wonderful, sir. Amazing,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Actually, I see the reflections from the participants also. What you said, they have agreed totally to that. That it was pleasure here, those wise thoughts, and I also
As such, I was a odd man out.
no.
No, no,
No
no.
No,
experience, no
sir.
medical
No, sir,
experience,
you are
nothing.
not a odd man. Whatever I am today, sir, there is a big hand of yours. And because of you, Namrata, I was his student for PhD, and I'm so lucky that he accepted me as a student. And
Thank you very much.
pranam, sir.
Thank you, Lord.
In between, I welcome AP Vyas sir, who is Dean School of Engineering. Despite his busy assignments, he has accepted our invite and is with us. And it's time now to reflect Ashwini Madam's views, as well to acknowledge and recognize contribution of all the advisory committee members through a PPT, and that who all are there on our board, and how we are going to take through this entire course of PGDHM course. Over to Ashwini Madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful lecture. And when you talk about healthcare and spirituality, we cannot separate these two things, because before 15 days also I had gone to Nan Vatsal Swami's lecture, and he said the same thing, that why we doctors put RX on the prescription. So it is because we are telling, it is a Greek word and it means that thou take care. So also doctors start with that भगवान तारा चरणे छिए कि भगवान तू रक्षा कर. So we cannot separate. There is some superhuman power there which exists there. So thank you so much. And another thing which I like, that sir, you discriminated two hemispheres of the brain, right and left. I always talk about it that we are all left brain people, and we should focus on the right hemisphere also, so that we can balance both the things and we can put value system in the practice. So sir, thank you so
Exactly.
much for your insightful,
Thank
and
you.
I think that most of us will start introspecting ourselves, so that we will ask ourselves, are we honest enough? So this was a very good thing that we will learn. We will take one value as a mission, and we will try to achieve the fulfillment and the peace. So thank you so much, sir. And now I take the pleasure in sharing with all the students the names of the academic advisory committee members of PGDHM program who have helped or supported us to design this course. They are the experts in the hospital management for more than 15 years. So they will also periodically, when required, provide their valuable suggestions and insight to us. So to begin with, Dr. Abhijat said, he is the Director Medical Services, Apollo Hospitals, and he's also President of National NBE, so National Board of Education. He is himself is MS Surgery Cardiology, and so he is associated with Apollo Hospital, Ahmedabad. So we have taken him as the advisor or for the academic part. Second is Rajiv Sharma. He is MD CEO Sterling Hospitals, Ahmedabad. He is from IIM and very long experience in this field. Third is Dr. Bharat Gadvi. He is MD CEO HCG Hospital, Ahmedabad. and also the regional director, Gujarat region for HCG, and he is the president of AHANA, Ahmedabad Hospitals and Nursing Homes Association. Dr. Chandarana, Anish Chandarana, he is CEO, SIMS Hospital, Ahmedabad. He himself is a cardiologist and cardiovascular interventionist. So he is also our advisory committee member. He is in the executive committee of SIMS Hospital. Next is Mr. Amit Dolia. He is CEO, BAPS Yogi Maharaj Hospital, having very long experience here at Surat and Mumbai. So he will also share his expertise or expert insights to the students. Dr. Khoyani, Jagdish K. Khoyani, he is the center head, Wakat Hospital, Rajkot. He is he's graduate in medicine, and also he has done MPhil and the alumni of IIM. So he has a double skill, that is he as a doctor, a clinical side and the management side. Next is Dr. C. Gopal Krishnan. He is the ex-Director General, PDPU, and also he was director with Nirma University, and he was the faculty at BK School of Management. So Sir is a very senior person, and he will share his management fundamentals. Wherever we stuck up, he will give his advice on that area. So thank you very much, all of you, for your
Thank you.
cooperation.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Namrata.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing the advisory committee members and their introduction. It's customary now to wrap up with vote of thanks, and I'm grateful to the management, Indrashil University, as well Provost Dr. J.S. Yadav, who has given me the certainty to tender vote of thanks. I express much thank you to our keynote speaker, Reverend Dr. Brahmbhatt sir, for his insightful address. In fact, he has shared the ergonomics also of the hospital. That was very, very amazing for me. Especially, I was very curious that we have to extend to this limits, that wherein we have to take care of their patients, care also. I extend thank to Ashwini madam for mentoring this program and giving her consent. Dr. Dave madam, Dr. Vyas sir, for their constant support and guidance. A special and sincere thanks to Abhinand sir for mentoring through and through till date, and we expect his support and guidance in future also. I feel that I need to thank every participant for their presence and time given for this event. Entire admission team and IT support team deserves applaud for their meticulous efforts they had put forth from the last 3 months. Especially to name here is Kandarp, Anuj, Prachi, Shashwat, and in case I have Dhavat sir, in case I miss someone, I thank all for their efforts. All direct and indirect help rendered are also thanked. So I'm much obliged to all of you, and I wish Jai Hind and safety and security to all. With this, may I request Prachi to
Yes, ma'am.
share national anthem? Is it possible?
Yes, ma'am.
And for all the participants, we have couple of announcements which are related to the classes which will begin post Diwali, because we have a long break starting from 1st till 8th, and then we will start our routine classes from 11th. The timetable, academic calendar and reference material has already been shared with you, and very soon we'll form the WhatsApp group wherein we'll be exchanging the information, and all your queries also will be resolved through that WhatsApp group. Ashwini madam, if you have any message for the students, you can please share. Madam, please unmute yourself.
No, we will be sharing everything. And if any question is there, they are free to ask us. So I think that your timetable and everything will be provided to them before Diwali. I think that we should provide them so that we can start from as early as possible, probably from 11th. Namrata, are we starting from 11th, no?
Yes, we are
Yes,
starting from
11th November we will be starting.
Right. Thank you. Abhinand sir, would you like to express something? And Vishwa sir, Bharti madam, Vyas sir.
Would like to congratulate all the students for joining and assure that this program is going to take their career to the corporate world in the hospital, and they will get all the requisite knowledge. And I'm assured the product which is coming out is going to be a key in hospital sector, and hope to see some CEOs coming out from the product. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Bharti
you.
madam has
Thank you so
also
much.
Bharti madam has also
So
texted
put the
wishes.
message.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Over to Vyas sir.
Sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you, and good evening to everyone. And I'm thankful to Ashwini madam for taking all the pain to roll on this program, basically, and Namrata ma'am to initiate everything from the Industrial University side. Yes, another part that is related to human values, and this is given much importance in our hospital management. So I'm agree with Brahmbhatt sir. I had worked with him at Nirma. I know him, and yes, he is very much right that this is missing part in the hospital management, and we will definitely cover this part in our hospital management program. So this is a
Yes,
very
sir.
important thing. We cannot ignore it because I can remember the time when Britishers started ruling over India. The first target was attack on the culture of India because their human values were there. But now, what they took back with them, the human values. You can see the human values in Western countries more, in Western hospitals more compared to even Indian hospitals. So it is very much needed. We have to move back to that part and we have to regain our human values to make our hospital management much, much better. Yes, other technical parts are there, and doctors and like people like Ashwini madam are much aware of that part. But human values are most important. This is what I feel. Thank you very much, and I wish this program will be highly successful. And I endorse all the thoughts of Abhinand Pandya sir that we will see more CEOs after this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wishes and encouragement. And it's time now to wrap up with the national anthem, and we'll say goodbye to everyone. I'm sharing that. Thank you, everyone. And we'll be in touch. Our entire admission team will be in touch with you all for whatever query you have. And soon we'll get back and resume to our routine classes. Thank you, everyone. Namaskar. Prachi, we can wrap up.
Yes, ma'am.